Whoa! What's happening? What is up? Am I straight? Am I late? Y'all can't wait. It's been a while. Told y'all I try to come on whenever I have something to say. Nothing against anybody else, but what's happening with everybody? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? For those who don't know who I am, my name is Anthony, and I'd like to welcome you all to Third Eye Visions. Yeah, where we motivate the blind, stimulate your mind, and welcome. And I do mean welcome all kind. You know what I'm talking about? I want to say it late. I mean it late. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. I'm trying to wait till some people get on here. Some happy Mother's Day to everybody. Although all days should be a Mother's Day for people. So, what else I want to say? Coming up, happy birthday to happy birthday to my little boy. He's about to make 6. But anyway, everybody who's doing the YouTube thing, keep striving. It's a hard process because things are changing up with YouTube drastically. What's happening with you? What's happening? Consult a blind guy. Hey, for all newcomers that's coming through this camp, please subscribe, please share, please tell a friend. Hey, I'm telling you, this thing is, this thing, you have to stay on top of this thing. I love going live now because I'm getting the first hand response, and I'm gonna get to the topic and get to what we're talking about in the beginning, cause in a minute. But I always gotta filibuster. Share it, tell a friend and whatnot. And on this channel for newcomers, I try to come up with things that are thought provoking. Stimulating, and hopefully I don't offend anyone. And if I do, I can't apologize for my feelings because I got to keep it real within myself and what have you. But I love the fact that I have been able to obtain to also get people thinking and things of that nature. And that's what I want to do because life is too short. They got so many things out there that we can talk about, and with me, I want to have a reason to come on. I have a reason to talk about reason for the YouTube channel, and to share things. So, with that being said, welcome newcomers. Consult a blind girl. Oh, God, thank you. How you doing, Pamela? My girl, number one of my supporter. Hey, that's what's up, though. That's what's up. I appreciate the support. So, it's good to help everyone else. So, I'm gonna be stopping and starting. So if y'all cooking, if y'all doing some other things, just turn me up, listen to me. You don't have to watch them, but just keep me on so I can get some of that watch time, so my watch count can go up and whatnot. So I'm just waking up, so my voice is a little raspy. I had to hurry up, man. I was asleep. Woke up at 1:24. I said, "Oh Lord, I got a show to do." So here we go. Welcome to Third Eye Visions, where we motivate the blind, stimulate your mind, and welcome all kind. And boy, are we going to stimulate your mind with this topic. I had a guest that's supposed to come through, but unfortunately it didn't work out. But anyway, I'm going to roll without it. Oh, blind African American exploring discrimination in 2020. And let me hit you up again with that. A blind African American exploring discrimination in 2020. Do we ignore it because we can't see? You may laugh, but really, people have said, since we can't see, do we ignore racism or discrimination if we cannot see? Now, I feel that as a Black or an African American, I feel compelled to discuss this issue because um, it is very dear to my heart. Any type of um, topics which affect me as a blind person or me as a black man. I feel that you know I have to talk about it. I've talked about a lot of things and that has got me here. That has dealt with blindness and things of the nature. But I mean, I just it's on my heart to talk about so many uh, the issue of so many things that are affecting me as a well, not directly, but just hearing about it as a black man and as a blind man, it's becoming more provoking, thought provoking. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about it. So please, those who want to subscribe, as I mentioned, please do. And if you do, hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell. Send some likes or dislikes. And definitely, with all you know, all meaning. Please comment. Now, as a blind African American, explore discrimination in 2020. I pose the question to you and others: do you think that it exists? And part two: do you think that some blind people may not think that racism or discrimination exists because they can't see it? Now, focusing on part two of it, do I think that it exists? Personally, as a blind man, I haven't experienced any discrimination. I know I haven't from other races, and as a black man, I haven't as well. But that's simply because people, when they see me, they tend to, if they plan to be racist or plan to have any discriminatory ideas, that's sort of put on on the back burner because they focus on my blindness. And that doesn't mean that to me that it doesn't. I'm not ignorant to the fact that in this world that racism doesn't exist because I can't see people being racist. I can't see people being doing discriminatory things toward another. Now, so I that being blind definitely does not alleviate me from any ideas of racism or any prejudice or anything of that nature existing. Hold up. Yeah. Oh, so you're Native American. Okay. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hey, what's up, Tawanda? So so you kind of understand, or may understand where I'm coming from. But I've tackled this particular topic before in a previous video, but as I delve deeper, it has been hard to ignore any type of discrimination from other races towards people uh, of of color, of my color. It really has, and this really sat heavy on my heart. Now, um, there have been things that I've noticed that have happened in society these days that people may not or may not want to consider as being racist, but have had uh, some type of racial undertones. You may look at some of the things that's happened to African Americans, to blacks in the news, and you immediately may not say, "Well, it's racist," but they may have some type of undertones and whatnot. And I'll bring up some of those things later. But I posed the question, and it's a legit one: that do blind Africans think there is discrimination? And as I mentioned earlier, I can't speak for all, but as for me, and I say this again, I can't speak for all of them, but as for me, yes, I do think it exists, especially for, as I mentioned, what's been going on with the blatant racist remarks. And I don't know why it happens, as far as, because I look at people the same, and it's hard to do so. And I use the word look, but it's hard to look at people, and when you hear certain racist remarks, and my and and as an African American, we allow that to continue. But people do blatantly say what they want to say towards other races, and it goes both ways, you know. And also with the tensions in China right now, with Africans being targeted with the COVID-19 situation, the Africans are now being targeted. And I'm just pointing out certain situations that's going to allow people to think, and realize that if you don't think that may not be any racial things, or things may not have a racial undertone, you may start thinking then, because not only are those particular situations one that's thought provoking, but even with the recent police shootings of African Americans, and like I mentioned, you don't have to necessarily see in order to know that racism or discrimination, uh, exists. Now, I could be wrong, but I think if people who, like I said, who have the intentions to be racist, when they see me, they don't want to no longer try to be discriminated. They try to hide that because they look at the fact that he's blind, and now it becomes I have sympathy for you. So for those who just joining me right now, I'm talking about exploring uh, discrimination as an African American in 2020. As I mentioned earlier, this is not intended to really harp on one particular race. This is only established to get people to start thinking, to be thought provoking, and understand where I'm coming from, because I would be, to me, I would feel less as a person, just not even focus on what's going on, because it does exist, and it's existing to my people. Now, you, and I'm speaking in terms of other races, may have other incidents where you may feel that you've been targeted, you've been discriminated against, and that's the case, and you have the right to get on the platform and discuss whatever it is that you talk about. But as far as me as a blind person, I can't ignore the fact that it exists. Now, I haven't experienced it firsthand, but I've listened to the news. I've listened to reports of things happening, such as the recent situation with the young man being gunned down. Uh, Other instances where there have been uh, African Americans who have been targeted, or who have been, wrongfully accused, and that it does make you wonder in terms of why. So again, you don't have to be, even though you're a person that's visually impaired or blind or what have you, you cannot ignore the fact that it does not exist. So, yep, yep, and we need that education. Yeah, like my girl was just saying, it does exist. It's up in your face every day. So, you know, we definitely and look, I can't say I'm jumping on here so that I can provide any type of solution, but you know, whether you're blind, whether you can see, whether you have some type of any type of impairment, you can't ignore the fact that it does not exist. And look, getting back to the topic that I was talking about, you know, exploring discrimination in 2020. Do we ignore it because we can't see? And I'm specifically dealing with blind people, because I have heard people say, "Well, I mean, I can't see, so I don't know if it exists." You're being quote unquote, I'm sorry, ignorant to the fact that you don't want to face the problem and whatnot. And if it is a problem, it should be addressed. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to jump on here and talk about it, because I like, man, you know, with the fact that there are killings, that people can get up here and say anything they want to say. Let's say towards African Americans, towards people of other races, toward white people, whatever the case may be. People just blatantly, you know, they get up and say it and just have no remorse, or not saying that they want you want them to apologize, but I think that you should understand that people have feelings. People should, at least look at the whole situation and think before they speak, because as an African American, it has been a great deal, and I'm speaking of my race and my situation. It's been a great deal of people just blatantly just saying what they want to say, doing what they want to do, and just thinking nothing of it. And with the fact that this last killing that has happened, and I don't want to bring up any names or anything like that to start any type of debate. I'm just only here just to talk about, on the surface type of situations. I don't want to delve in deep into it, because then it becomes a battle, and I'm not here to be controversial, but just to point out, with these situations that occur, it's hard. It's hard to not look at it as such as, okay. And then you think about, at more so, speaking of the shootings and what have you. I have a criminal justice degree, and even though we're not there on these shootings, these situations that has happened, even though we're not there to get the full understanding or know what may have transpired with, on the scene, but with the emergence of cell phones and computers and whatever that's able to record, we're able to see at least what's going on. And we're able to make a decision in that capacity. And what as a blind person, what I hear, and just the fact that people translate things for me and put it toward me and let me decide. I feel that it's wrong. I feel that it's prevalent, and by me being totally blind, it just does not excuse me from not knowing if it exists or not. Because if you are blind and you hear these situations that are going on, and you have in your mind like, oh, I can't see it, it doesn't exist, then I think you have a problem, and that's the honest truth. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I had to come on here and just talk about it because it was on my mind. And for all those individuals who have had some discriminatory things done to them, or have had some racially provoked things happen to them, or they've been affected, blind, if you're blind or have any type of impairment, I feel for you. I really do think that this should stop, but it's not. But just the fact that I'm talking about, the fact that I want to mention it, is bringing some sense of relief to me in my heart. So that's me in a nutshell, and I want to thank y'all for at least tuning in. And I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes to see if y'all have any questions. Please definitely support Third Eye Visions, where we motivate the blind, stimulate your mind, and welcome all kind. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I welcome all kind. Though I speak on things that are dear to me, that doesn't exclude the fact that I'm a closed-minded person. I'm just a realist, and this is basically what's coming out now. This is what I've been feeling, and I'm glad I have the ability, the platform, to share these stories and any other stories that people might want to know of, and and that has much substance and has much flavor than just me getting on here just dead air. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. So thank you all, and I'm gonna hold off, stay on here for about maybe 2-3 minutes to answer any questions that y'all have. Please support Third Eye Visions, where we motivate the blind, stimulate your mind, and welcome all kind. And thanks for everybody who have been riding with me thus far, and I mean that, man, for real. Thank you. Please share, comment, tell a friend. You know what I'm saying, that you got a new partner in your neighborhood to you. Now, I've been around for some years, and I'm willing to work with anyone. So that's the situation. So y'all, I got 3 minutes. I'm gonna give y'all 4 minutes, and I got 5 minutes. Y'all have any questions? So Consult Blind Guy says that he's a Native American and he has things in common. I feel you on that, big boy. I really do feel you on that. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, This I cannot say this is like a we all gonna work together type thing. I'm just doing this to get this off my chest and hopefully get people to think. And it's in the YouTube streets and Facebook streets and everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's basically a timeout for it. So just because you're blind, just because you're visually impaired, just because you hearing impaired, just because you know have any other impairments, that doesn't exclude the fact that racism. And like I say, I really I don't even know what it's like to have been affected race, you know, have people do anything to me racially or discriminate. um but I have had friends who have had some things happen to them, and they were cited. So I don't bring their business out, but they were cited. So with that being said, I know me as a black man, if I could see, believe me, that sort of situation would probably happen to me. But I carry myself, in a different manner. I try to basically understand the situation and try to avoid it at all costs. And especially the simple fact that I have a little boy, and I want him to understand, that you have to, carry yourself in a certain way, because racism and discrimination definitely does exist in 2020, 2019, 2018, and it's probably going to continue even after I've passed on. So, any questions? Let's see. What's up, the Blind Guy Show? That's my boy. That's a guy who I've been down with since day one, even though we're going to collaborate, my boy, even though we haven't done anything. Y'all go support that guy anyway, man. The Blind Guy Show. Go support Greg. So I'll give you shots out, man. Go support him, for real, for real. I like his direction, and I like the fact that this is what I like about the Blind Guy Show. This is what I like about Greg. And I know I'm not turning into anything, but I'm gonna tell you this here. He's white, so I can laugh. I'm rolling with those individuals who I feel is genuine to me. But in society, what I'm saying, you gotta kind of like pick and choose and understand. But me, the fact, how I was raised by my mom and dad, and thank you, they've allowed me to open the proverbial eye and see people for who they are and deal with the human being, and not like I say, I don't see color. I don't see color at all. So therefore, that allows me to think and to deal with people accordingly as them being humans. But anyway, go support him, man. For real. I like how he's doing this show. He found his lane, his niche, and he's doing his thing. So what up, my boy? Yep. Jennifer says it's up in your face every day. Yep. Have I ever had anybody drop the N-bomb because of my blindness? No. And like I said, that's I don't find it odd. It's just that, let me tell you something. I went to all white school. I was anyway, LSU. Got my jersey on. Y'all know. And I have never, experienced it. Now, I've been with groups of people whom we've been called the group has been called the N-word, but me individually, no, because I think that, and I really do think that people see, when they see someone who's impaired, who's hearing impaired, someone who is blind, or someone who has any type of impairment, they see that first. So therefore, if they plan to call you N-word, or they plan to be discriminatory, y'all hear me out. If they plan to discriminate towards you, just waking up as I mentioned, or have any type of racial undertones, they do not look at the fact that your color. They look at the fact, oh, he's blind, so we're just gonna put him right here. But if you could see, you will get the same treatment as everyone else. So no, I have not had anyone drop the N-bomb on me. And if they do it today, these days, even if they call me an N-word on the YouTube streets, if they call me an N-word on the Facebook streets, I'm not gonna retaliate. I mean, I don't feel that I have to, because I'm not that person. And to be honest with you, I've strayed away from that particular word. I'm not gonna lie. And I used to use it as a term of endearment back then, and talking amongst my friends. Nah, I don't do it too much, and I strongly oppose my family from using it. And I may slip up and use it just amongst just maybe once or twice. I may slip up, but Nah, I used to be the one to use it a lot, but I don't like it. I don't talk about. So I'm not gonna address the fact because I'm not that type of person. So to even if I'm not at that N word, now I'm gonna talk about it. Next question. Thank you. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, The Blind Guy Show. This topic is very important. He stated. And it's important. It's hot up in here, y'all. I don't know why a lot of people don't want to touch it. Wanted to touch any racial undertones, even as a blind person. But let me tell you something. I can tell the realness of most people when they do things, when they say things. I haven't met Greg. I haven't met Greg at all. Haven't I the Blind Guy Show. Haven't met him at all. But I know this guy is very genuine. This he 'cause I interviewed him, and just the whole demeanor. I could just pick up the vibe. And from him just saying that this is important, really makes me understand and know that he's being sincere about it. But this is us. You know what I'm saying? This is us on these YouTube streets. There shouldn't be any racial divides. Should be no prejudice, like whatever. I don't want to deal with, because people have a tendency to have that particular type of understanding. Even with YouTube, I'm not gonna work with this guy. He's black. I'm not gonna work with this guy. He's blind. He's white. I'm not gonna work with this person. He's Native American. He's Hispanic. Whatever, man. How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? Especially with the small amount of people that we are. And this is just off the cuff. The small with the small amount of people that we have that are doing YouTube, that are impaired, that happen to be black, white, Asian American, whatever the case. How you can't progress because you can only get so many subscribers from those particular people, and you have to branch out. That's why I am lucky enough. I am blessed. I feel in my heart that I'm diverse. I can definitely collaborate with all walks of people for the simple fact that I've been raised the right way, and I continue on the right path, and I can definitely transcend uh beyond just being blind and being African American. But I do don't get me wrong, I do have a great love for my race, as I should. And there's nothing wrong with having a great love for your race, but there's a difference between loving your race and then being racist or practicing discriminatory situations. And let me say this, that though I'm speaking of racism and discrimination toward African Americans, hey, they're blacks. They're blacks who in a sense can discriminate as well. But that's opening up a whole can of worms. I'm not going to go there, but I'm not gonna turn the proverbial blind eye to that as well. But I'm only here just to talk about some things that have affected me, that has affected my race, that has affected the people of African American descent. So that's the situation. Because you can go all across the board with this, but I'm trying to stay at home and keep it on the level to where it won't be a situation where, hey, this, that, and the third. So, any other questions? Yep, they do. They need more free thinkers. The Blind Guy Show states, and that's why I think back in the '60s, when there was the Woodstock era, there was the I can't think of it, the hippies. That was a sense of, I wish I was born back then in the '60s, but I was a little bit born '68. So then, and this is free thinkers. There was no situation, where people are racist or people are discriminating and whatnot. And to be honest with you, as I go back to these YouTube streets and talk about blind people of different colors, black, white, whatever, I pose this question: if you are blind, how the heck can you be racist, or how the heck can you discriminate? Which leads me to believe, and that's another day for another topic, that it's taught. Racism, discrimination is taught. Believe me, and I'll leave it at that. Next question. Yep. I do. I definitely think there should be free thinkers, and free thinkers, man. You just, you just, in my sense, in my understanding, you just look past the race, but and look at people in a more, in the sense of them being the human beings. Now, if you're gonna hate me because of something I said to you or something I did to you. Don't hate me because I'm of a color that you are not, and kill my people and shoot my people and things of that nature, because I wasn't asked to be black, but I'm glad to be black. Some people are not asked to be white, but I'm quite sure they are, proud of their race. Some people are not proud, asked to be Asian American, but they're proud of whom they are after learning history. Some people may not be his. Some where am I? Some people may not be or were not asked to be born Hispanics, but they're proud of their race. Some people may not be Native Americans. Some people may not be proud of Native Americans. Some people may not be proud to be whatever. I mean, may not be born in whatever race. Getting tongue twisted, but they're proud of the race. And again, there's nothing wrong with being proud of your race. This is the difference is when you practice the situation of this race is better than other races, and that's where it becomes a problem. And you feed into a lot of things that you see on TV, and then you practice those hatred things by killing people uh, who you have no understanding about, and you just feel that you feel threatened. Joggers, a young man that's jogging, or a young man that's selling cigarettes, a young woman that's just I don't want I just oh my god, I don't want to really go too deep into, but those things are dear to my heart, and I hope that this is a learning process. We on the YouTube streets, we're understanding probably, this is going to reach these people, but beyond that, I don't know. That's why I say share any type of information that you have, any type of situation that's thought provoking towards you. I'm not gonna be mad if the blind guy show gets up here and talks about his race and the things that are happening towards him and blah blah blah. That's him, and I will commend him for doing thusly. Question. Now, Jennifer's open book post a great question statement that uh, we may be blind, but the majority of the world, and it's a great percentage, can see, and they won't let us forget the fact that we are black. That's true. That's true. And as I mentioned, like I said, I wish I could have. Anyway, I'm not ignoring that it does exist. I can't past that. But the fact of it is, it hasn't really. I've never experienced it. Although I wish that I would have, so that I could really, really delve into it. But it's just the fact that I'm hearing a lot of things, and people close to me have had experiences. So that makes it legit, and it makes it legit from the fact that I've done a great deal of history reading, and I can apply that particular knowledge to me and my family, so therefore I could teach them and let them know what's out there and what to look for. So I'm quite sure if a person is racist, or if a person practices discriminatory situations, they and you are black and you are blind, they're not gonna let you forget it. They're not gonna let you forget the fact, or if you are black and without any type of impairments, they won't let you forget it. So that's true. Great analogy, Jennifer. So that's the situation, y'all. I don't want to stay on here too long, but definitely I appreciate you all chatting with me, and tell a friend, hey, Third Eye Vision show is not just about blindness, it's about other things as well. It's thought provoking. They bring up, or he brings out, things that are gonna make you think. That's the same thing I said. That was a redundant statement, but anyway, that's what it is, y'all. That's what it is, man, for real. So I hope y'all take this not with a grain of salt, as the older people may say, but just take it and learn from it and understand that, man. I'm not gonna even say we got to do better because we, that's just a statement that people want to use. So, you know, I think that's all the comments. And with that being said, I'm going to leave you all. And again, support Third Eye Visions because I motivate the blind, stimulate your mind, and welcome all kind. I love y'all.